Morning team, morning. Yes, no, camera's not working. Don't know why. I'm just at the home office. Yeah. Look, my apologies, really busy, just juggling a couple of things here at the moment. I'm gonna have to patch into you a little bit later on. Awesome, yep, great. See you then, bye. Yes, come on kids, let's go. This could be you, knocking off work, working from the boat. I was obviously having a little bit of a laugh before, but it's absolutely possible on a boat of this style. My name's Dan Jones, this is Dan's Boat Life, and welcome to Monterey World. Monterey, it's a brand I've had something to do with for close to 16, 17 years now. And they were imported into Australia in big numbers, or over a decade ago. And then not much happened. And now they're coming back, and back in a big way with the D'albora group. These guys have got marinas all around the country, and they're perfectly suited for storing and operating a boat like this. And what is a boat like this? It's a boat that you go out and enjoy good days with your family on the water. You know, if you want to elevate your status to epic dad or mum level, take your kid down on a boat like this. You know, if I'm not a father, but I'm an uncle, and I've been blasting around with my young nieces, and tell you what, the days and the memories and the enjoyment that those kids get out of hanging out on a simple open boat like this, it's priceless. And so that's, you know, if you want to get out there and start enjoying those summer days, this is where you get your toes wet. Anyway, I'm on the M-45. We've just been for a test drive, so hopefully you saw that video. If you didn't, subscribe, look in the thingamajiggy, whatever you got to do, find it. This is a bit of fun to drive, and I'm going to take you for a walkthrough. Monterey, built in America, built in Florida. I love America. I haven't even been there. It's kind of weird, but they build great boats, and you can see the greatness in their design and construction. What do I mean by that? The way they design their boats is the way we in Australia use our boats too. So it seems to be like a perfect synergy in terms of open, comfortable, fun, and practical. So come with me and we'll have a little bit of a look through. This is the one we've just been on the test drive, as I just mentioned before. I'm lucky enough to have a couple of other models here today, so I am going to show you through all three. But first things first, Yamaha 250 on the back. This boat's available with outboard and inboard. So this is the 250 horsepower. We've got plenty of power and speed out there on the test run today, but it can go up to 300. Yeah, don't know if you need that really. 250 seems fine to me. Who is the demographic? Who are the people? Absolutely families, absolutely young teenagers, 20-somethings who want to muck around and have fun days. Anyway, starting at the back of the boat, I'll see if this is locked. No, it's not. This is cool. Just to give you an idea of how big this storage area is, I'm going to get inside. Okay. You could go to sleep in here. It's massive. It's not really designed for that, but what it is designed for is wakeboards, skis, inflatable SUPs, other boat toys. All of that stuff is going to go in here. And you've also got quite a large ski pole which just slots in straight here. Now I can see that's 6 foot long, so it's going to be a decent height. Therefore, it's going to clear the outboard more than sufficiently if you're doing some boarding. So that's cool. So lots and lots of storage in there. This Flexi-Teak soft decking is fantastic. I've seen this on a few boats now. I used to be sort of so-so about my thoughts on it. Now that I've experienced it on a number of boats, I'm a convert. The reason I like it, doesn't seem to soak up the dirt too much. keeps your feet warm in all conditions, and it's got this like sort of soft grippiness that it's always comfortable. So you find yourself being comfortable barefoot longer throughout the season, if that makes sense. A couple of pop-up cleats back here. This seat, this is a good little aft observation seat or hangout spot. Moving here, this one's got some multi-functionality to it, but this will seat, what, 3-4 people across the transom. Got a cup holder here, got a grab handle just here, and then I can see coming through on starboard, decent four-step telescopic swim ladder. Good amount of draining under there, so you can probably put some goggles and, you know, swimming related items in there. And it's also good to see that this is hinged at the forward section. So if you copped a big wave over the boat, it's not going to open without you knowing about it. So that's a good little design element just there. This transom, plenty thick, and I can see a nice bracket just holding the outboard on, and a pretty chunky stainless steel setup at the back there too, so that's good to see. As we move our way through the center of the boat, you've got dogs and kids, so that's good, but there's also one that slots in here which gives you some the ability to stop any water coming on board were you in rough conditions. Not that you're going to do too many offshore trips on a boat like this. I can see a shower just popping out here. What's this? Oh, that's a power connection just there. That looks like an Australian connection. This operates like so. So one, I'll just see if that's got another. Okay, so if I move this table, this will go into a full bed mode, but checking out on this, oh, how good is this? Like, this is what days on boats like this is all about. Enjoying that view, sitting up, happy days. So that's great for a couple. And then moving it, oh, what do I see here? Just a second. Very clever, okay. All right, so we can actually do this. I'm just gonna operate it like properly. Very sensible use of space. So it's a proper aft seat like so, 1, 2, 3 or 4 smaller people, and then the adults can sit in here. So that's good. 1, 2, 3. That's quite comfortable. A little bit of lower back sort of support there. This, I reckon this would be my seat if I wasn't driving. Another person here, another person there. So decent amount of space. This is the passenger's seat, forward facing, so that's going to be a bit of fun. But if you wanted to be an observer, there you go. Okay, so that's got multiple positions as well. So it's got the up position here, and then I can raise it and go all the way back to here in observer mode. And having just been for the test drive, I noticed the aerodynamics of this windscreen. The air kind of goes like that and then like that. So you can be in the seated up or in this position, and you're not going to be getting air at speed as you're driving along. So these people are going to be very, very comfortable. They're obviously going to get a bit of wind, but that is what it is. I can see it's got the upgraded stereo package on this one. I think they do that on all the boats. So that'll be a common theme as we go through. But it's good to see. We've got cup holder just here, another cup holder just there. And I don't know if you can see, so maybe jump on the back, Matt, and we'll just have a quick look at this mini bar. But decent size. That's going to be a cold water. We've got a Korean finish, and then a nice sort of stainless steel cold water sink. And then this will be a good space for storing rubbish and bits and pieces that you want to get out of the way, particularly any smelly rubbish bags. And oh, we've already got a rubbish bin. We've got a neat little rubbish bin there. So this will be good for your beer bottles, all your empty tinnies and that sort of stuff. And there's a Fusion stereo. So that looks like your main head unit. And we've got our smaller unit at the helm. So that's cool. This table here removes. So this is in aft picnic mode, but we can take this forward, and there's a sensible storage space for it, which we're going to see as we make our way forward. Now, being optional with outboard, but also having the ability to have an inboard, that means we've got this whole area underneath me is extra storage. So we'll come back to that, but just letting you know, this actually lifts electronically and we can get in underneath us just here. But you don't need to, because you've got so much storage on a boat like this. There you go. So that's gives you an idea of the construction of the boat. I can see the stringers, I can see all the flow coat. It's a very solid build. It felt like that when I was out there on the drive, but this is just extra storage for sort of large or heavy items, extra anchors, all that sort of stuff. Perfect place to store them down there. Now, as we make our way forward, I'll just get that out of the way. This seat for the passenger is quite comfortable. There's a lot of, this is a large seat, so I'm not even touching my feet there. So this would be good for big people. Tall people are going to be more than comfortable on this seat. Little armrest, another armrest here, drink holder just here, glove box here. So that's good for your phones. And actually you could stand up some phones here and put your other knickknacks just in here. So that seems like a sensible way to manage this space here. The Helm seat is very, very good looking. I like this finish. I haven't actually seen this sort of pattern in the stitching before, so I like to see when factories get a little bit creative with their designs. Having just been for a drive and taken the boat up to speed, I felt quite secure in this seat. So it doesn't rattle around, it locks you in quite comfortably. It's got quite a bit of beam, so my bum didn't take up the whole seat, but I didn't feel like I was sliding around either. I felt quite locked in, so that's a good design. The flip-up bolster is easy to navigate from standing to sitting, and then the seat, I can see it goes forward and aft, and it will spin around to face the guests here as well. The dash here, well, I won't go over too much of it because you can look at that in the test drive, but it was comfortable. My hand was comfortable to rest on the throttle. Visibility was great, and I do like having this darker colours so you don't have any glare when you're underway, and the steering wheel is adjustable. Now, one of the most important things, which you don't always see on boats of this size, is the loo. And I have some experience with this loo, not in the way you would think. I was actually flying the drone, sitting in here for the drone shoot, and it was fine. So, just to give you an idea of the space, I'm trying to leave that door open. So, it's not huge, but hey, when you need it, it's there. I've got a little storage area just here. There's some nice timber sort of look. I don't know if that's real timber or not, but on the floor there's a drain. This is a cassette toilet, and gets you out of trouble. So that's good. And more high quality stitching just on the top here. So that's kind of nice to see. One interesting feature that I love to see when boat manufacturers are thinking about how we use our boats, and they're thinking about how is your day gonna pan out, so to speak. And you need places to put the things on the boat. We're limited with the amount of space that we have. And so clever or intelligent use of small space is a good thing to see on a boat. And that's exactly what they've done in here. So all the extra cushions store in here in a vertical little storage locker. And then I've actually got all my bags in there from the shoot, but they've got their own little sensible spots. They slide in and out. So not only are they going to stay in there secure and not rattling around, they're going to dry. So if you've got a little bit of water on the cushions, they're sitting up vertically, they're aerated, and they're going to dry. So they're not going to go too moldy, which is great. Now, this is the windbreak just here. So you come through this central walkway, and this is the opening windscreen just here to access the bow. Now, one of the challenges that you often have on smaller traditional bow shapes of a boat of this style is you get very limited for usable space up here, because the bow goes into a point like this. What Monterey have done with this particular design, they've added a couple more points, I guess you could say. So we've got our traditional bow here, but the beam is taken up by an intelligent underwater profile that goes out on each end and in the middle. So it gives you more of a fuller bow, but the way they've designed it, it actually keeps the dry in moderate to flat water. This is not an offshore boat. It keeps the ride very dry because it sends the wash out to the side like this. And I did just observe that going through some waves. So it gives you the space to do this and to do this, and just all the kids can hang out up here for the day, but it just gives you that little bit of extra comfort when you're underway. Now, what's here? We have access to the beach. This is a sort of boat you're going to take to the beach. So that serves perfectly as a step, because it's, you know, most annoying thing when people get on with their dirty feet and walk over your nice wide upholstery. So you'd flip that up like that, got a stair there, and you can just bail off onto the beach. That's also storage. There's storage underneath all these seats, and also the other ones over there, including another esky, which I forgot to point out before. But all of these cushions lift up. I'm not going to do it because it'll just take too much time. All of these lift up, and there is storage, and I've got drink holders, extra speakers just here, and electric anchor windlass just here. Now, you know, you could argue, is it necessary to have an electric anchor windlass on a boat this size? But I tell you what, if it's a husband and wife team and you've got one, it's going to save your relationship from time to time, because, you know, it's having to send someone up here and manage this on a windy day when you've got a busy boat full of kids. That's going to save a lot of arguments. What have we got here? Oh, cool. Okay, so we've got another freshwater wash down. So you could use that for the anchor, but you know what you could do with this? If you're bailing the kids on from the beach, hose the little buggers down from here, and then they can step on and not get your upholstery dirty in the first place. So that's cool. Come with me. Let's walk around the dock, and then let's look at the boats in front of us. We'll just keep going. Leave the camera rolling, I reckon, and we'll show you everything we can. Now, whilst we're here, I'll just quickly talk about some of the hull features that I can see. This is just a little rub rail here. That's a stainless steel rub rail. We did take out the bimini, so it has a full bimini which sits in its own sock, and then that folds to stay out of the way. I took it off because I wanted the boat to look cool for the drone shoot, but you absolutely have sunshade on this boat. Now, what's this? That is for a fender. So we've got cleat, 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 and for fenders. So that's just sensible thinking. You're never going to be struggling for securing the boat or protecting it. So that's good to see. Moving our way forward, I know it's supposed to be the you know, the entry level style, but I really like this black powder coated aluminium. I think it's quite in fashion. So anyway, that's cool to look at. We've got water in, and I'd say waist out on that side, and navigation lights just here, and that looks like our horn on the bow just there. It's interesting to note that the stainless steel bow roller is integrated to the whole windlass support, so that's going to be a strong setup. And Matt, come around here and let's just shoot back here, because it's worth having a look at the design of this bow that I was just talking about before. So this is what's going on. See how you've got this coming up here, your main bow section there. That allows us to install a couple of forward running lights, but it gives us that extra volume up in the front of the boat. And when you do hit some wash, the wash will come up and then get deflected by this panel here. So it'll come up, get deflected, and then it has the tendency to go out like that. Obviously, it's a boat. There's limitations with all hulls, so you can't go riding through the ocean waves and expect it to do that. But for the kind of conditions, the kind of waterways that this is meant for, it's going to be awesome. Like, you will see some benefits from this style of boat, and they really are maximizing the available space. So that's cool. That's the M45. Why don't we have a look at the M6? So, the M6, this is a little step up. You can obviously see this is the inboard version. So, whereas the M45 can do up to 300 horsepower, the M6 can have up to 350. So, a little bit of step up in horsepower. and a little bit of extra space. But let's have a bit of a walkthrough. First thing, I can see some differences now. So this lounge area just here, whilst it still faces forward and aft, it's all integrated into one lounge, and I'm going to operate that in a second. Let's have a look at the storage. Okay, we have the same storage locker, huge, probably the same size as what we see on the M45, but you're definitely going to get surfboards, wakeboards, deflated stand-up paddle boards, paddles, etc., all going to go in there. So ideal for that sort of purpose. This one doesn't have it, but I can see if you option the boat with the ski pole, this is where it would go, and that would store down there. I've got it just a simple towing hook just here. So this is going to be perfect for biscuits. So if you've got younger kids, this is not a bad setup. You don't want to, you don't want to take them out and tow them on wakeboards and that sort of stuff when they're too small if they don't know what they're doing. So a biscuit is not a bad idea for the young ones. Now, moving my way around, we have that same 4-step swim ladder. This one doesn't have the well for storing your goggles and your hats and that sort of stuff, but it is good to see that it's hinged from forward so that the hatch is always going to stay closed. Now, that's for operating the drive, so we won't go too much into detail about that. This looks like a stereo control just here, and I've got a cup holder here. Making my way into the boat, I've got a cold shower just here, another plug-in, which is probably for shore power just here, and dogs and kids. That's good. And because this boat is a little bit bigger, we don't have to have the washboards like we had on the M45, which were just to stop any water from a following sea coming on board if you're in rough conditions. Now, first impressions, more space, absolutely. And this prep area, you know, if you were maybe going to be more focused on more lunching, less biscuiting and boarding, you might choose to go to a size of boat like the M6 because you've got this prep station here. So that's just worth noting. And I can see, whereas on the 45 we had the one esky just underneath the seat, I've got an esky on a drawer that pulls out just here, and I've got another esky just under here. So you could have drinks, food, prep station, sink. So this is screaming at me straight away, long lunches. Like, you know, go do your boarding, have your fun, pull up at a nice bay, you know, go up onto a beach, set the thing up and just enjoy yourself. So this is going to be a good area for storing your rubbish. So all the empty tinnies can go in there. Let's have a look under here. And you could put a small bin in here for rubbish, and I've also got my main battery switches for starting the boat. And here's another stereo control, but here, let's have a look at this. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm electrically deploying this sun lounge. So what's cool about this is you can stop it at the different intervals. So if you just want to have a recliner, you can do that. And if you want to do full bed mode, you can do that too. I'm not going to do full bed mode because I'll have to move this table, but you get the idea. So that's very neat and something that a lot of people are going to enjoy. Now let's make our way around. So we have the same table as on the M45, and this table will also move and go to the bow and leave this area as an open area. But in terms of comfort, really good. I think this stitching and the upholstery is a very high quality. It's like a leather look here and a silver text here. And it's nice to see this diamond. That's not diamond stitching, it's like a diamond look. But what's this? Oh, they thought about me. Thanks, guys. Fantastic. Love it. So that's just, once again, good use of space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, no problems. And then this one is very similar to on the other boat, where it looks like you've got the different settings. So that's aft. That's locks in there if you want to sit up straight like that. Not sure how comfortable that is, to be honest. I think I would rather have it on this setting. Oh yeah, okay, so you can set it there, and then there's one further back where you've got a nice amount of recline. I can see a cup holder just here, upgraded stereo speakers just here. Let's just get that out of the way. Another cup holder just here. Making our way across. Matt, can you see? I'll let you go just there. This is where you see some considerable changes to the other boat. So instead of having the analog display that we had on the other one, we've now got this Mercury touchscreen display, which has got everything. So we've got all our engine diagnostics, our engine live feed, we can do our GPS all through the screen. And we've even got things like our electric hatch up and down. So that opens up into the engine bay. So that's cool. It's all done from here. I can see my active trim, which is a useful piece of kit on a style of hull like this. I've got my trim tabs just here, engine start stop. This has got a Mercury inboard, so we've got the Mercury throttle, adjustable wheel. That one's slightly different. We've got some leather stitching just here. And what do we got here? Power display and horn. Okay, that's a nice finish, stainless steel buttons, and the same seat as what we saw on the M45, which I really like. So that's cool. Lots of space behind the helm and the passenger seat, so tall people are going to be okay. And let's check out this storage. So yeah, a decent amount of storage in here and access to some systems and the boat's structure and build. So I would probably load all my safety gear down in here and have all my surfboards and toys back there, because opening up the middle of the boat is a little bit more awkward throughout the day when people are trying to move around. So I reckon, yeah, drinks, food, rubbish bin under there, boards there, safety gear here. Let's check out the toilet before we do. Glove box, so that's good for phones. And let's have a look in here. Okay, come and have a look. This dunny is much nicer than the other one. This has got a nice Corian bench top, and that's actually a pull-out shower for washing your hands, but you can also do a little bit of person or dog washing in there. Looks like an electric Tecna toilet, so that's going to be with a holding tank, electric flush, and we've got a drain and timber floor just in the bottom there. There's even the little protector for the dunny roll, because you can do a shower in there, and some storage just in here and there. So that's a definite step up compared to the other one, because we've got some more space. So once again, and you will see some themes carried through. All boat brands do this as they step up through the range. They come up with a good idea and they just expand it as they roll through the range. So once again, we've got the storage for all the cushions just in here. So this is a nice carpet lined area. It's got lights. All the cushions have got their own slots, and so they're going to somewhere to go. There's even a nice little bag for all your equipment. So as you have all your manuals and your bits and pieces and all your boat stuff, that's where you put it, so that can stay protected and on board the boat at all times. And I can see some other sensible features. There's somewhere, so if you want to store the table and just not have it in use, that goes in here quite happily, including the table leg. And all your ropes, they've got some little loops for securing ropes to make them easy to access when you got to pull into the marina. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this is the windbreak. So this is the door that you'd close when you're underway at speed to stop wind on a cold day coming through and making you uncomfortable. Obviously on a summer's day that would be open. You'd just have this one closed just to give you a little bit of airflow. But come up here, let's see how this feels. So, okay, first difference here is these cushions are removable. So this is a nice place to hang out. I would happily hang out here, and then you can do this setup on this side. But I'm just noticing some armrests. So like where we are right now in this beautiful national park, imagine belting along at 25 knots, sitting up here, just watching the world go by. That's Monterey M. Is that a word? I don't know. I just made it up. But that feels like what you should be doing. But what am I looking at? It's similar to the M45, just grander. So I've got more space, I've got more leg room, you can fit more people. I've got cup holders just here like on the other one. I've got a speaker just forward. This cushion looks like it removes for the same purpose as the 45, so that's sensible once again. So storage underneath here, step, get onto the beach. and we've got same, maybe a little bit beefier anchor setup with the electric quick windlass and chain just going down there, and our horn on a stainless steel surround just to starboard of that. So that's good, that's good. And okay, well, so that's the M6, and this is supposedly, you know, the entrance to the Monterey range, but I thought the quality on this was really, really good, but there is another step up. So come with me and let's have a look at the 278 Super Sport. So we'll see some differences immediately, the color, but Monterey, like many American boat builders, they offer you lots of different options. So you can have many different gel coat colors, upholstery, etc. That's always going to be the case. So she's a striking blue, but you will notice some stainless steel finishing as we make our way through. But I'll start at the back of the boat and we'll see what we see. So immediately when I step on, I can feel it's a bigger, heavier, more substantial boat. You can get that sort of feeling as the displacement increases on boats like this. But we can see a difference in the design here, but before I get there, I'll just double check for our little storage locker. There it is. This one's full of safety gear, so it's hard to tell the exact size, but I'm guessing it's going to be about the same as the other two. One thing I did notice when I was just peeking around before, there's another way to get access in there. So this one does have the optional ski pole, so that just slots straight in there, and it got the other tow hook just here. I see some stainless steel grab handling just here, and this is that fancy little seat that I found on the other boat. I like this. So this is a sunset seat. This is a afternoon delight seat. This is great. 3 people, no problems. Someone else on that side might be a little bit awkward with the backrest. Oh no, that's not too bad. And you could just have a little towel or a throw cushion in there. So that's fine. I thought that was going to be more uncomfortable. So making our way through, we've got the swim ladder. This one does have the well. So once again, goggles, you know, fishing caps, whatever, can go in there. And the swim ladder is a 4-step stainless steel telescopic jobby, so that's good. I can see just here, that looks like an anchor light setup, so a little bit more setup for your evenings. We've got a cold freshwater shower just there. That's shore power connection just here. And the seat, okay, so you've got, this looks like it would pull. Yeah, it does. Okay, so that pulls and locks in different positions. And so if I just do that and this, I better test this out. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, so from this setting, if I really am falling asleep, all I have to do is do that. Oh, I feel like I could go to sleep right now. This is fantastic. Even the foam's quite comfortable. So there you go. That's a win. Underway at speed, you might actually do this. Like if you're towing people and you got teenage kids, they're going to be sprawled out all over this. So it could be a bit of fun. But anyway, let's put that back in place and make our way through the boat. So again, a step up in size, and I can see, oh yeah, lots of little finishings and premium touches as I make my way through this boat. So whereas it was a bit more white on the other one, I can see mixtures of white, brown and stainless. I've got the same lunch table just here, but all the finishing, I could see chrome, extra cup holders. This looks like it, whoop, that removes. Okay, so this is gonna go in our little storage area, which we discovered on the first 2 other boats. And the reason why this would be handy, if you're coming into a dock on port, might be handy to step back here and access cleat just there. Got another cleat up there, and even your fuel filler is on port as well. So that's going to have a functional sort of purpose, but it also just gives you extra space if you want to use it in that fashion. So the lunching setup is a lot fancier. So this is all Corian, 1, 2, 3 drink holders, a bigger sink than what we saw on the other one. And it looks like those drink holders actually drain into the sink. So that's sensible. And electric fridge this time. So whereas the other 2 were eskies, this time we've got a proper electric fridge. You could put stand-up bottles in here, and it's got a little freezer drawer. So now we're really starting to to get into the big boat stuff, which is handy. Stainless steel grab rail around here, which is quite a nice finish, but it will stop your lunch from falling off the preparation area. Sensible little bin on drawers just there. So that's good. I don't know where you're going to put your empty beer cans, but we'll work that out as we make our way through. Okay, so that is your little kid and dog gate just there, and our power, our main battery switch is activated from just behind there. Speakers just here, speaker there. I can see floor drains, courtesy lights, stereo control just here. The seats. Now, yeah, you really do have a lot more space here, and it's also this side is higher, so you feel more kind of down inside the boat. It's just got more of a big boat feel to it. This is the sun protection, or the bimini, which collapses, which I took off the M-45 earlier in the video. But let's just see how this feels. Oh yeah, that's good. I noticed the windscreen is also a little bit higher. So from what I discovered on the M-45, how it really does deflect the wind quite effectively, this one's going to do it even more, given that it's higher. So that's interesting. I don't know if there's anything under here. No, that's going to be the engine. That's going to be the engine access. And that's going to, oh look, that all comes up electrically because I can see a cutout just here. So that makes sense. Now this doesn't look like it would spin around. This definitely goes forward and aft, but we've got nice high quality stainless solid seat. We got a, yeah, that's good. I don't know, can you see there, Matt? This is a big seat. So this is a seat that you and a partner could sit at. So you do have just enough space, or even with one of your kids, to enjoy the ride. Or if you're a bigger bloke, you're absolutely going to be comfortable behind this helm. But what am I seeing here? Good armrest here, easy access to the throttle just here. Obviously the inboard, so we've got the Mercury throttle on this one. Higher, but with the stainless steel finish in terms of the windscreen, and my sight lines are looking straight out through the glass, and not sort of over the glass as you would be on a smaller boat. Adjustable wheel, so it looks like we've got some leather stitch steering wheel here, and that one does adjust. And here once again we've got the diagnostics display, chart plotter and other operation, hatch up and down through the touchscreen just here. Active trim, trim tabs, engine operation, horn, compass, everything you need. Lots of space. Look, my feet don't even touch the floor, so that's it's going to be fine for tall people. I can see some good stainless steel gear here, so come around with the camera so you can have a look at the passenger seat. This time we've actually got a flip-up bolster for the passenger seat, so where that's good, and same thing for the driver's seat. I'm just noticing actually. Short people, like me, enjoy flip-up bolster seats because I can see more. So this is actually perfectly comfortable to do this. Kids will enjoy this. And also when you're operating the boat and you just want to increase your visibility, same thing on the helm seat, you can increase it. So that's good. That's a sensible, intelligent way to design it. And then I'm sure this probably just lifts. Yes, it does. And I reckon we've got a few different, oh, there we go, okay. Oh yeah, so this is great. So with this higher windscreen, you could be belting along at speed on a colder night and the wind's going to go over you. So you're still going to be warm and comfortable here on a cooler night. So with good access and communication to whoever's driving. So that's nice. I've got a cup holder just down here. So that's good. Just there, lots of storage. Let's see. Same again as the other boat, basically. Some access to the systems. I can see my sump box just there. Well, it's actually really deep. So just a bucket load of safety gear and spare anchors and that sort of stuff is the place to put all that. But that's good. And let's have a look at the loo. Okay, so we've got the glove box for the phones. So that's good. We have another cup holder just here. And I think I need to put the flip-up bolster for this one. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, same fancy toilet, but I'll sit in it this time just so you can get a feel for the space. I reckon you probably come down backwards like this. That's the way to go. Okay, so you are going to hit your head. So it's a bit of a crouch spot, but you've got more space. You do have somewhere to wash your hands. You can put a few items in here. Toilet paper would go in here, a little bit of cleaning gear. And the shower is a pull-out shower, so you can sort of wash yourself down here. And the toilet operation is just here. And a little bit of finishing, a light just down there. Toilet paper roll just here and a drain here. So that's great. It certainly gives you everything you need for a long day on the water, that's for sure. So let's take a look here. So that's our wind deflector just there. So I spoke about that on the other boat. And in here, once again, and larger compared to the other two, storage of all your cushions. I just love this good, sensible use of limited space. So we could take those cushions out if you want to open the boat up. You've got more people out on the boat for the day. Take that side cushion up, you know, store it down here. Take these cushions, because this will turn into a bed, and store them down here, and then utilize that space when you need it. So that's good. Okay, I've got some nicer finishing actually. I'm just noticing this. This is a slightly plusher dash to the other one, and a carbon finish around the panel just there on starboard. So come with me to the bow. I'm just absorbing this at the same time as you. So I can see this is like a very nice stitching finish. It's plastic, but it looks like bamboo weave or something. I don't quite know. With stainless steel surrounds, it looks good, because with the light grey deck, and this is like a dark grey and white, it's quite modern and stylish. So I like this, but this time we're not with the SS. We don't have the other bow form that we had on the other boats, and we'll step on the dock in a second, and you'll see it's more of a traditional bow. So see how the nose is pointing in, so we have less beam or less space forward. But because this is a longer boat or a bigger boat, you don't actually feel like you're restricted as you could be with this style of bow would be on a small boat. So if I do this, I can still put my feet out. I'm 5'7", this is comfortable. The sides feel quite high. I've got this stainless steel grab rail, which looks good, but that is actually quite useful. I would feel myself wanting to use that as I move around the boat. Oh yeah, these are all open, okay. Storage underneath all of them. So that's bucket loads of storage. So if people are rocking up with all their extra bags and gear that they don't need for the day, at least you've got somewhere to put it. You can put the picnic table here. I've got a light just underneath here. And now that when I make my way forward, I've got the same stainless steel anchoring setup, but now it's got some flexi-teak decking just here, which will be useful if you're jumping off onto the beach. This is a good launching pad, and you just won't lose your footing, so to speak. I've got my stainless steel navigation lights, pop-up cleats. So that's all good, high quality, and you don't feel, even though the bow is that different shape now, you don't feel like you're losing space. So let's go and have a look from the dock, and we'll just compare the two bows. And then I think that'll be us for the video, I reckon. Poor old Matt trying to walk backwards over water. That's always a good skill to have, isn't it, mate? Okay, so I love blue on boats. This is great, and you can have blue on a boat like this if you store it at a place like D'albora, because if you rack and stack, you don't have to worry about the sun belting your boat, because it's in the shade. Like this is where the market's going, and it's where I believe a lot of people would benefit from storing and using their boats. Forget the trailer, forget all that hassle that's involved with trailering. Go and look at a boat ramp these days, particularly during Corona, and see how many people are hanging out at the end of a sunny day at a boat ramp. You don't want to be part of that. Just come to a place like this, book it in, and then they get the boat out of the water for you. They wash it, they flush it, and stow it. Next time you want to use it, it's here waiting for you. And that's when you can enjoy a boat, not have to anti-foul it. That's all money, cost, and time. You can just keep it in the rack, keep it looking lovely and blue or red or whatever color you want, and it'll be shiny every time that you come down to look at the boat. Or use the boat, I should say. So that's cool. We've got these fender fender holders, or fender clips I should say. We've got the cleats 1, 2, 3, so that's enough, and you can reach that one from the midships just there. I got water in here. I'm assuming waste out is on that side, and I saw fuel in on that side on the other boat. But just come with me and let's try and just grab this angle here if we can, Matt, because that's what you want to see. So for all you traditional boaties, this is what you expect to see on a boat of this style, and it's sexy. Like stainless steel finishes, the light's just forward there, all the stainless steel touches everywhere, and the angles that we've got on this is never going to go out of fashion. It's a good looking thing. You'll be proud to own it, and you're going to have a lot of fun. So anyway, I think that's it. I've run out of words. My name's Dan Jones. This is Dan's Boat Life. I'll see you on the next one.